Good afternoon and happy Father's Day from our family and friends here in Kenya. Uh, Coming to you live from Nairobi, our home, and going to do a live discussion about our missions and projects. And for those who are new to our channel or Facebook page, whatever you want to call this thing, I'm going to give you guys a little better description because I keep forgetting that we continue to have new people. So I always suggest that you go to our website and you can see a good record of all the work that we've done with only a handful. Very few people that we have that help financially. And we have another updates group. It's on Messenger, which we update usually at least 5 or 6 times a day to keep everything transparent. As money comes in, as money goes out, everything is above board. 100% of the money is put towards only purchasing the materials needed and the goods, right? We do pay some laborers, like when we have to have licensed electricians, but we have good electricians that give us a very good break. So labor costs are very minimal. Like I said, pretty much almost 100% of your money is going towards buying just the materials, okay? So, but we desperately need more people to partner with us because the reach is very big, and we could be doing so much more. We put so much on hold because of lack of resources, and basically we're just a family here. Working here in Eastern Africa as I'm retired, and putting all my time that I have left dedicating it to this, to dedicating it to teaching. We don't ask anything for ministry. Everything the only thing we ask is that you help with the outreach work, right? We do want to fundraise for Bibles, but we seem to be having a difficult time with that. So many things, right? And so that's kind of why I'm coming on here with a live update for this week. Last week was just a struggle. Matter of fact, we came up short right up to the last minute, even for the basic needs. Didn't think we'd be able to get everything we need for these kids. Now, I've had a few people ask me, like, what do we got to do this? Are you guys going to do this every week? I mean, what are we doing to make these kids feed themselves? And okay, I'm just going to hope that you put this in perspective, okay? If you look at our website, you can see that we totally do everything we can to make these orphanages as self-sufficient as possible. But just as any good parent, myself growing up on a farm, know that you can't just live off of everything that you make on that farm. There's other expenses, okay? So basically, we have sewing machines, we buy fabric instead of buying clothes, all these different things, right? We grow our own vegetables, fruit where we can. Like in Gilgil, we cannot grow fruit. It's impossible, okay? Well, it's not entirely impossible. We have to build more garden beds, which I can't put that in priority right now, because other things have to take precedence. Right now we have no power there. We're desperately trying to get solar hooked up because the transformer blew, and it might be 6 months till they get a new one. So, and not to mention, if we can put solar in, they no longer have to pay a Kenya power bill. It's a win-win. So, all these things have to take precedent, but we just don't have enough people working with us, okay? So I kind of put a post up today for Father's Day asking, appealing to people as a Father's Day wish, okay, because we're looking after mostly children. We do have some women that we help, and very poor people in our village outreach. But for the most part, it's children, okay? And as of right now, weekly, we're responsible for 183 lives, okay? And we took that responsibility. And it's not like, okay, God gives us a spirit of adoption, okay? If you adopt a child, you don't say, well, you know what, I adopted you, but you know what, I've been looking after you now for 1 or 2 years, and I just don't feel like doing it anymore, right? Okay, so the bottom line is, in Africa, there is no government subsidies for orphanages, okay? They depend 100% on donations from people, okay? And that's why we work so hard, with getting the farmland and doing the things that we do, because if you worked it out, okay, at 183 children, we're only asking for $7.50 per child per week. Not to mention, there's women and families that we're feeding, so it works out to about $5 a week. Okay? So if you think you could possibly look after a child on $5 a week, you're more than welcome to come here and show me how we do that. But, that's why we have all the projects that we have, is because these projects work towards making these things more self-sufficient, so we don't have to be on here and begging you so much to help, okay? I got into this, almost 10 years ago now, when I knew I was going to retire, and the reason I got into it is because I worked for nonprofit organizations and churches and different, and the money that was getting eaten, it was just sickening, right? Like maybe 8% of your money is getting to the actual need, and the rest is eaten up by administration and this, and paying people with inflated, like, I don't know, it's not really voluntary as far as I can see, but so and that's why people weren't giving money to Africa. And then you got all these scammers out here, which we work very hard at exposing. We've exposed a lot of them, and we try to protect people from these things. But a lot of people have big hearts, and they still get taken once in a while. And in some cases, it's even affected our ministry, because these people have, without telling us anything, started helping somebody here or there, and then got burned, right? And it's just a real tough go. Okay, so basically we've got about 22 people that are 22 or 23 that are committed weekly or monthly, and we need more people. Now, it doesn't take much. I mean, with all the people that we have here, if we had 50 people commit to $20 a week, that's a lot of money. That's $1,000 a week. That almost covers all of our basic needs. We can't do any more as far as trying to be transparent and give you guys all the updates and everything. I'm faithful. I don't ask anything for my teaching. When I go to churches or congregations to teach, not only do I not get asked for any money for that, but I always tithe to that congregation. I always give. I never come empty-handed. Okay? So our ministry doesn't ask for anything. Okay? All we ask is that if it's on your heart to give and to help, because that's a commandment in Matthew chapter 25, that we are to care for the least of these. In James chapter 1, verse 27, true religion is to care for the widow and the orphan. So we're giving everybody an absolute 100% secure thing to give to, and we're just struggling to get anybody that wants to do it. And we really need your prayers, and we really need God to answer those prayers. But I'm just going to put this out there that I really think that God is touching people's hearts, but many people are just turning a blind eye. And I'm praying that that's not the case, but we're just hoping. So, like I said, last week we had a very tough week. We've still got a lot of things on our plate. Our ministry van, which is getting pretty beat up, it needs tender care. There's some things we'd like to get done with that, but we're just looking after the basic repairs on it right now. Our luggage rack is kind of breaking down from hauling materials and stuff. We can't even use it anymore on the rack. But I don't even want to ask for help for that because I can't put anything else on the back burner. I don't know what else to say. Right now, we're trying to get this solar project finished. We need to get 4 more batteries. They're large, 400 amp, big batteries, and we need $2,200, okay? But that's not it. That's not all of it. I mean, like, our basic needs every week. Like I said, we got 183 kids. It's $1,400 a week. And people have been with us for the last 8 years. Some of them have gotten sick, the health issues, getting older, whatever. And we need to get new people to partner with us, okay? And we're not asking you to commit over and above what you can afford. We're asking you to consider $20 a week, right? It's not too much. A lot of people, they always want to go great guns and get into it, and they overextend themselves. Whatever you can afford, right? Don't go. And we're not we're not the prosperity gospel here telling you that sow a seed and God will give you 100-fold. I'm never going to say that to you, okay? And I'm never going to tell you to give, it takes something out of your grocery money. No, that's not what I'm saying, okay? So, there's always things that we can do without, right? I mean, maybe, I know in Canada, a lot of my friends have addiction to Tim Hortons, and they spend a lot of money in Tim Hortons. Maybe just cut back a little bit on that, I don't know. But if there's anything you can do to help, we desperately need it, okay? Okay, so the projects, we did an update today. You always go to the top of my wall. It's always pinned. Would be the latest update of the needs right now, okay? And we just don't have enough people. And it's getting very disheartening. Like last week, we almost did not make like, we're still $15 short. It came in at the last minute yesterday and still $15 short, right? So I'm just saying, pray about it. Pray about it. And if you need information, like I said, go to our website. I'll put it at the top of the post after I'm finished here. I'll put the website, okay, underneath the write-up there. And I'll put it in the comments as well. But, we have PayPal. We have e-transfer if you're in Canada. There's SendWave. I always recommend SendWave. It's the cheapest, fastest, easiest way. Okay? And I can help you with that. Okay? So whatever you can do is greatly appreciated. Like I said, we have our PayPal. But we need your help. Okay? We just can't do this without help. Okay? And it's Father's Day, and I'm praying that because, with that in mind, it'll put people into that frame of mind to think of children that don't have fathers, children that don't have mothers, They have no one. We're it. Right? I want you to put that in perspective. What it's like to be a person, a child in this world, all alone. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And the least we can do is try and give these kids a chance at life. We feed them with a proper balanced diet of meat, fruit, and vegetables. Okay? When I work with these organizations where they just bring in, rice, cereal, and beans, and that's it. These kids have never even eaten a potato. It's like, and it's not healthy. And these kids are malnourished. Yeah, you're feeding their belly, but they're not getting proper a diet of vitamins. They're getting the proper nutrients. Okay? So that's what we're doing here, right? And we're working very hard, and it's many times so discouraging to see how many people are just not taking interest. So we need your prayers. And maybe you can't help financially, but you can help share our website. You can tell people about us. Maybe you can go to your congregations. Maybe you can go to your study groups. Or do a fundraiser in your neighborhood, like yard sales, bake sales, I don't know. But anything you can do to help will be greatly appreciated, okay? We can help you even make up a flyer. If you want, I can send it to you a screenshot, and then you can just take it and get it printed. I don't know. Whatever you need us to do to help you to help us, we're here. Okay. All right. So thanks for coming on here, James, Dennis, and Todd. Hopefully more people get to see this video. But it's a desperate appeal for help. Okay. And it was a tough week last week in the hot sun. I got a little bit sunburned, but especially I guess you can't really tell. Pretty burnt. So we're going back out Wednesday, hopefully. We've got half of the panels are up. The inverter is installed. All the wiring is done down the road. We've got the 4 batteries there, but we need 4 more. There are 8 batteries in total. It's a big system, right? 8,000 watts system, and 4,800 watts input coming from these panels. It'll be more than enough to power everything. Okay? So, hi Diana. We want to get that finished. But the main thing is we've got land in Uganda, farmland, that we were that we did it over a span of 2 weeks. We paid $350. We still owe another $350. It's an annual land lease. It's almost 2 acres of garden land that we use for Agape Orphanage. Okay? So the kids grow their own vegetables. They got some fruit trees, right? So that we don't have to top them up so much. Okay? All right? They can grow some of their own food, right? There's a lot of expense. If you guys are raising children of your own, think about this. You've got to pay school fees. It's not like North America where you have public school, right? It doesn't work that way here. And so you got school fees. You got to have uniforms and books and all your stuff, right? And then these kids got to have hygienic. They have hygienic needs. They have medical needs. There's all this stuff, right? I just want you to picture 180 looking after 183 children, right? It's no small task, okay, you guys, and we're doing what we can on this end. All we ask is that you guys help us financially, and we will work hard for you. We promise. We will not slumber, okay, in our job. Okay, we will do our job. And you can see that. I mean, just go through my Facebook. It's been faithfully every week. The work gets done. Everything we say that we're doing, that we need money for, the money comes in, the money goes there, we get that done. Okay? So, I can't, we can't do any more. Okay? So, if you have any other questions, just let me know. But, just know that we've done a pretty good job with all of these outreaches and orphanages so far, if you think about it, because, like I said, it's working out it's actually about $5 a day, because it's $1,400 a week, and a small chunk of that $1,400 is going towards helping widows, not just orphans. Okay? So we got widows and some very desperate people in the village area that need to be helped out sometimes, and that's about it. Like I said, if you got questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Go to the top of our wall, look at the update with all the list of the needs. I just did it today. Okay, you can see it. I also post all of the separate, like your basic needs will be there. Your you'll just look on my wall. Okay, and on every post you've got, if you look in the comments, you'll find the PayPal, you'll find the website, you'll find everything. Okay? All right? So please help us, okay? With anything you can. Thank you. We love you. We're grateful for your prayers. We're grateful for your encouragement. We need you guys to keep that up with us, okay? Because trust me, some days it's tough. It's tough. It really is. It's stressful. Okay? Thank you so much for your love, your prayers, and support. We're so grateful. Bye, and have a wonderful week, a wonderful Father's Day. Shavua Tov Shalom.